Coach Massi here from M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance, Massi Machado Strength and Conditioning, with another episode of Move Your Feet. Today we're going to take another viewer's email, and it says, Dear Coach Massi, at one of your speed seminars you had us perform something you called pop-ups, then into various other movements. I have trouble getting certain clients and athletes up to that movement. Could you please help me with the Progression-Regression? This is by Andrew Hare, hope I said that right, H-A-I-E-R, and I don't have a facility or a location, so always remember to put that down, guys. So we're going to talk about the pop-up progression today, and I'm going to call Coach Matt in right from the get-go because, quite honestly, Coach Matt's been very instrumental in progressing this. And why do you like the pop-up progression so much?
Well, the dead stall power.
Yeah. And you used it a lot when you were playing football. Yeah. It seemed to really get his hips through on the tackle, and we do like it. So the pop-up progression is kind of easy to work through, but ultimately tough to get to the final movement. So we're going to start from basically the ultimate. Well, not the ultimate, because the ultimate would be the loading phase of this, which we would do in the following episode. But you know, if you notice, we try to do a lot of these Move Your Feet videos with minimal ancillary items or minimal peripherals, extra equipment, because we know, especially now, a lot of people are kind of using what they have. In some parts of the country, they're still, outside. So we want to make these progressions and these videos as user-friendly. This way you can apply them and not just dream about them. So why don't we show them, by turning towards the mirrors, what that pop-up looks like. So just pause at the bottom so we can take a look at this. So we're going to have Matt, who's going to be utilizing this to generate dead stall force or explosive power, sit back. So show them where this position starts. So normally you prep it by a few movements to kind of counter move it when you're not able to just come out of the hole. Matt's pretty well able to come out of the hole, so why don't you show them what that extension and pop-up looks like. Good, and go back down. Do that one more time. Throw those hips. Good. So he's basically throwing his hips, bringing them through. Kind of looks like part of the kettlebell swing. And then he's getting his feet underneath him, which is kind of cool also because we start talking about how we apply that movement to cleans and snatches, and that's been really handy for us. But a lot of people are not there yet. That's inclusive of young athletes who we would imagine to be mobile and powerful, and we wind up inheriting people from all different methodologies and systems, and we try to work with them to get them to the best version of themselves. So the first thing we just want to do is regress it a bit. So Matt, let's face the camera, and he's going to go through a regular get up, get down. So I'll put him on his knees, and this is something we even do with our older clients, and I'm going to tell them, listen, one leg at a time without leaning on your knee, because we see a lot of this. We know everybody. We're going to move back. I want to make sure we're in frame here. Let's back up just a hair. Okay, so I know I see a lot of people, especially older folks, we say get up. What's the first? They do this. The first thing they do is they put their hands on their quad and they push to get up. So I'll just tell them, listen, I want you to stay in a linear aspect, take your legs straight forward and show me that you can get up and go back down. And back down. Perfect. He didn't utilize his hands to get up or get down. Now I'll say, listen, put some rotation in your hip and show me that you can get up to a squat position or a wide squat, sumo squat, and stand. Then go back down the same way. That's the simple get up, get down. Okay, you can get up now. I recommend you use that with anybody who's mobility compromised. And from the get-go, you start teaching people, don't lean on your quad, don't press to get up. Even if it's morning time and it's difficult, start to activate these muscles and get them working so you have better mobility and you can just get through life and perform through life better. So that's the first part of the regression, right? So that's where we basically start. Once people can demonstrate that, and people do rather quickly, this is sort of just working through the sequence so you can get to the ultimate. You're going to go to what we call goalies. Now we did an entire episode about hip rotation, which included goalies, etc. So show him that first progression goalies where you're just dropping your knee down and you have really smart hip rotation. Good. Boom. He tries to stay as vertical as possible and not turn so much and just drop that hip in. He's a pretty mobile guy. We have some freakishly mobile people, almost hypermobile, that we got to be careful with, that could just stay there, man, and they're looking square at you, and they're just dropping that knee in with their hip rotation, their beautiful hip rotation. And that would basically be the second part of that to get those hips moving. Now, the third part, he's going to make believe he's a hockey goalie, and he's going to be like a hockey goalie who goes down to make a save and then pops back up, right? And go, boom. He's going to go down, and then he's going to come back up. He's going to go down, and he's going to come back up. Now start switching legs. Okay, boom, 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 boom. And there's variations. You'll see he's more mobile than me. So when I try to do that, boom, 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 and I try to go down, and I try to come up, I don't look as sweet as he does. But you can put a little speed into it and start to have fun with the exercise. Because we don't want these things to be super dry and be like, well, I'm taking you through the progression. Because, man, get a tennis ball, throw it to the person as they're getting up and getting down. It doesn't matter that they're not really a hockey goal. Once we get past those two, I should say three movements, get up, get down, goalie's number one, goalie's number two, we're going to get into the rock back. Now, Matt's been really good at developing the rock back in many different ways. He's utilized bands as oppositional resistance. He's utilized the Kaiser machine as related assistance to pull hips through with the belt, etc., etc. We want you to be able to do these things with as little peripheral assistance as possible. So Matt, just show him the rock back and then back down. So he's going to make that super clean, boom, right? So now we get those hips moving in the sphere, in the plane that we need to get the eventual pop-up. Now, we sort of place this in here, and it's a rock back to a box jump. We actually have a progression where they just come out of the pop-up, and they're right up onto the box. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. There's a lot of very impressive box jump videos out of there. But Matt, just show them what the rock back to the box jump might look like. Boom, good. Do one more. Now, distance is going to be a key here also. Rock back, box jump. So good. We're just getting those hips moving. Thank you. That's the very simplistic progression-regression to the pop-up. Eventually we get into pop-up and we introduce dynamic movement. So we're going to dedicate another couple of episodes to this, and we hope you'll tune in for that. So next episode, we're going to start adding ways to load this, to add resistance. From the very simplest of a weight vest up and through medicine balls, plates, and the tsunami bar so you can use it in the dynamic. And then we're going to start showing you how to put it in to speed progression, speed programs, and really teach people to get their feet underneath them when they have to move. So until next time, I'm Coach Massi. I'm from M2 Speed, Strength, and Performance, Massi Machado Strength and Conditioning. Greatness is forged, not fabricated. That's your day.